What's good, my bacon and eggs? I uploaded a video not very long ago, 2 months ago to be exact, called "Making a Game Under 24 Hours." And if you haven't watched the video yet, it will be linked down below in the description. Please check it out. It's kind of important that you watch that first. But for those who haven't seen it, in the video I make a game, a 2D game, under 24 hours. That was my first ever attempt at making a game like that, especially considering the time constraint. So it was doomed to fail, I guess. In all seriousness, the final product was quite bare bones, and not to mention noticeably simple. Nevertheless, I believe there's still more that can be done with it. More than what meets the eye, you could say. Don't quote me on that though. I have an idea of where I could take the direction of the game. So, shall we begin? Before we continue the video, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. I'm also the owner of a game studio on Roblox, and if you want to join our community Discord server, the link will be down below. That's about it. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video. Did I say I had an idea? Yeah, about that. You know what? Fine. Let me just show it to you. I'm a little skeptical in this game I did, but let's run through it real quick. So for this game, I want it to be the normal sword fight 2D, but the game like kind of breaks. In the game, it glitches, it corrupts, it flips on its head. Where the game starts as daytime, it used to be just normal enemies, but when it's nighttime, and when you've been playing for a while, it's scary stuff.
Know your place, trash.
That idea lasted roughly 24 hours until the next day.
1 day later.
Alright, you know what? We're just gonna scrap that idea that I had. The horror game aesthetic stuff, while it's not bad, it's just not replayable. Now to that comment that said turn this into an actual game with a whole bunch of features and stuff, we're gonna deviate from what the comment suggested. This is what I have laid out in front of us. A couple of features and some brainstorm ideas that I don't know if I'm gonna implement yet. 100%. We'll start off with those. 100%. I know I'm going to implement these features. A high score leaderboard, top 100 high scores. Listen to me. All things considered, the second attempt was far better and significantly more ambitious as a concept, but this one didn't last long either. I'm seriously stumped at the moment on what I should do with this game. So the best way to figure out what I need to add is just to play it. For a personal project, for a thing I did in 24 hours, it's quite good. Where we just keep killing enemies until we die, which actually is difficult at times once it really gets going. I think one of the things I really want to add is I want to make the background like more complex. I want to improve the visuals, but the characters I think are fine. The sword I think is fine, just the background. The background looks like a kid drew it. And I want to see if I can add some more UI elements, like, I mean, it tells me how many kills I've gotten, but how much damage am I doing to an enemy, or like, you know, some stuff like that, or how much HP in numbers, or something like that. I don't know. We're at 40 kills. It's really starting to pump up now.
Oh, pause.
I honestly think I found the strat. Just to go back and forth. So I didn't find the strat. Alright, so the game, currently, it's fun. The whole game loop is trying to beat your high score, which is not a good game loop to have. I think it is. It's kind of like an arcade game, which I don't think that's bad. I think it's pretty simple, but I think it's okay to be simple.
Yes, sir!
This game is also playable on mobile too, so I have to take that into account. Like, I'm just sitting here playing it, having a good time. I think this is good. I think this is fine. Then what do I need to add then? Just improve the background and call it a game? The moment is a bit janky. I guess I can work on that too. Like if you like change your direction too abruptly, it kind of just halts your momentum. I think we come up with a plan. Let's I guess change the background and I guess work on some other stuff. Make it less janky, polish it, and call it a game. Alright, this is what I have mocked up currently for the designs of the UIs. And the high score menu is also going to have one of those back arrows. If I can just... Pretty much this is going to just show the top 100 players with the most kills. And alongside that, we're going to show how many kills the player has right here. And we're going to have a whole list of just 100 players that you can just scroll. And the new background, I want to focus on adding more detail, adding depth, and actually making stuff less static and actually having some stuff move. This is what we have mocked up. And first off, let's get to designing that tutorial menu real quick, and let's see if we're gonna just scrap it.
Later.
All right, I've been working for quite a few, and I just redid the main menu design. It once was a green, like, kind of square that you click play at. And now we have text, we have the play, and we have the leaderboard. And we're gonna play the game real quick. 1 second, you cannot hear. Oops. Okay, we're in the game, finally. And if we click the leaderboard option, it takes you to the leaderboard page, which I have not done yet. And if we go back, it takes you back to the main menu. And if we click play, it takes you to this. Nice. Next up, I have to do the leaderboard. I've done this before countless times. I have leaderboards in almost all my games, so this shouldn't be that hard.
One eternity later.
Alrighty, it's about I was about to say years later. It's not 3 years later. It is about 3 hours later. I changed up the gradient, I know for sure. The background gradient. I changed a couple of the tutorial things. And I actually got the leaderboard, and I got the leaderboard all coded up and working, and I got the data saving and all that boring jazz. So let's go ahead and test it. And here we see top 100. We have the little thing that tells you which goes where. You got the kills, you got the rank, you got the name, and you see how many kills you have here in the top right corner. And right here it tells you how often it resets, which is every 10 seconds currently. So let's go back. And let's try to beat that 60 high score real quick. And we have to beat 60, so it's going to take a minute.
A few moments later.
There we go. All right, well, we beat our high score. Let's see how long we can go on for. A high score of 106. So let's go ahead and leave the game and come right back. I don't have a way to return to the main menu yet. 106. There we go. 106 kills. I do need a way to return to the leaderboard. Return to the main menu when you're in the game. So I guess I can code that up real quick. So now that we have the new main menu and leaderboard system all programmed up and in the game, we can move on to other tasks like improving the death screen and adding a main menu button that takes the player to the main menu. And I'll just do this off screen real quick. One major issue I have with the game is the background art. It's too simple and plain. Due to the time constraint of the challenge, I couldn't spend much time on creating visually appealing graphics for the game and had to settle with stuff like this. But as for this new version of the game, I want to completely redesign the background art, add depth to the world and shadows to the objects to make the environment more immersive. And lastly, the game will without a doubt remain two-dimensional, but I feel some sort of parallax effect to some degree will fit in nicely within the environment.
2,000 years later.
Alright, it is day 2 or day 3. I don't know anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out in editing. I've just gotten done designing up the actual new background that I will be adding to the game. Here you see there's a lot more detail in terms of the actual background, the ground, the foreground, and the trees. And there's finally some depth added, and there's finally shadows to really make it stand out. I'm gonna put this in the game.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, I've just gotten done adding all the textures and all the assets into the game. Let me show you real quick. Editing version of me here. It appears like I forgot to record the right screen in OBS. So you're looking at my background of clouds. You're gonna have to wait a bit longer, it seems, to see it, I guess. Now that the problem's fixed and won't happen again, we can continue the video. I also took time to add some other features, like for example, enemy damage indicators. So when you damage an enemy, you get a pop-up that shows you how much damage you've done to that enemy. And a place where you can view your stats, like your progress, your data, all the types of stuff that you've done within the game. And in terms of the game, all that's left to do now is playtesting, especially on different devices like phone, for example. Now, for real, some bugs unthought of before may present themselves, or just some things that you thought would work well doesn't work well in testing. So, only one way to find out. We've done it! Although I did at the end shelve the whole damage indicators feature, which makes me wonder why I even put it in the video, but whatever. As I wrap up this video, I want to let you know that you can play this game today. The link will be down below in the description. Please check it out. play it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Maybe you will. The game isn't listed on my Roblox group experiences page, and that's only because this is a personal project. But before the video ends, I want to shout out the commenter one more time who gave me the idea of turning this into an actual full game. If you know, the first video was months old at this point. This video was inspired by him. So thank you, and thanks for watching.